Thank you very much. I could feel the good vibrations as soon as I entered the room. I had just gotten off the Long Island Railroad. I was with my then boyfriend, who would become my fiance very soon, who would then become my husband, who would become my ex-husband years later. That's another story, guys. I hope I'll be back. And there I was, standing in a small, cramped row house on Long Beach, Long Island. And my boyfriend had prepared me. We were meeting his parents. I was meeting him for the first time. Actually, he was doing quite well. And I knew that he was particularly close with his mother.
Ain't here.
Oh, go ahead. I knew he was very close with his mom. And she seemed like a lovely person, but nonetheless, I had the sense that inside she had kind of a core of steel. And she was fiercely devoted to her older son. There were two boys, and the older one was definitely on a pedestal all the time that I knew him. And there I was, ready to face her. The other thing he had told me, look, she already knows we're going to get married. Now, he was engaged the year before, and she broke the engagement. It was a sudden bell, and it didn't go so well. So I knew that his parents, although they really were prepared to love me, were not that thrilled. They felt he hadn't recovered from that relationship. I was facing that. But the biggest challenge was that my boyfriend told me, I know my mom, and she's made it very clear. She wants you to call her Mom. Oh, so I said, well, that's a challenge. I have a mother, and as you know, I love her dearly. She's not the really, the expressive type all the time, but we are close. I'll just have to work on that one. So there we are, we're in the dining room. She gets up from the table. To her right is a picture, the likes of which I have never seen, of my boyfriend. I never saw anything that large in my life except in a museum. In my family, we were lucky if we had like a little photograph on the side table of one of us, but there it was. I should have known then. It may have been a sign. I missed it. And so there she was, little slender woman, not so little, silver-haired, fierce, piercing blue eyes. She hugged me. And she said, it's so wonderful to meet you. Have a seat right next to me. It's so nice to have a daughter. Wait. Would you like a piece of my cornflake chicken? I said, of course I would. And so began an amazing love affair. Not like The Graduate, I promise, but a wonderful love affair. Love at first sight between me and this amazing woman. We just clicked from the beginning. I was a little bit scared of her at that meeting, but she couldn't have been kinder. Over the years, she became very much like my best friend. We talked just about every night. She took great pride in her cooking, and I happen to love her cooking, so that was good too. She made all kinds of wonderful things, and one thing she made in particular that I loved, she called garbage soup. Because she put everything in it, including this meat that we call flanken. It's like a soup meat, and I don't even know, all these things. I would eat so much of it, but then you couldn't eat the rest of the meal, and if you didn't eat the rest of the meal, she'd be insulted. That's another story, so you had to like pace yourself. But I loved her garbage soup. And so even years later, not that many, but when we discovered that my husband and I were not going to be married anymore, and she was devastated. She was devastated. Never told a soul. Didn't tell the neighbors I would come for the high holidays. He was Jewish, and I have my two children. And she said, well, he's away on a business trip. Yeah, the Jews always go on business trips for Rosh Hashanah. It's a big thing, very big thing with the Jews. We do it all the time. And I would just smile and say, hope that my children didn't hear what she said, and keep moving. Really, she did it out of love for me. It was very difficult for her. We kept going. And again, the vibrations were just there over the years, and they grew and they grew. I needed a new car. She said to my father-in-law, buy them a car. They need a car, they got a car. It was just like that. And she was just my guardian angel, I guess. And so then, in 1999, the time came when she passed away. And it was devastating. First of all, she was a woman who smoked like a chimney. Even when she was on oxygen and she had a gas stove, you'd see her with a cigarette over the stove. The stove was like from the year of the flood. We thought that it was the whole house would blow up. It was who she was. She did things her way. And so sadly she passed away. She had emphysema and all those terrible things. And it was very hard, very, very hard. And when, after the funeral, or I don't remember when, but we went to the house, you know, and we just cleared some things out, I guess, and did some things that people do after loved ones died. We went downstairs, they had an extra freezer, and there was a vat of garbage soup in the freezer. She never made a small amount of anything, you know. The Russian army might stop by, and so you had to have enough for them too. And it was such a strange feeling. I mean, she was gone, and here's her garbage soup that was so beloved. It so represented her to me. So what did? We defrosted it and we ate it. And it was such a wonderful, like, loving tribute to her, and yet it was such a strange feeling because she was gone and the garbage soup lived on. It was just like amazing. And again, those vibrations. I'm eating that garbage soup and I'm knowing that she'll always be with us. With or without the garbage soup, she's there. She's the woman. And that's how it is. She's still there. She's right here all these years later. Thank you.
Helen, everybody, great job.